We are graphing systems of inequalities. Let's start with one that's right ready to graph. Y is less than 1/2 x plus 3. What would that one look like? We would start at 3 because that's our y-intercept. We would go up 1 over 2. What kind of line would we draw? Remember that these two symbols get a dotted line and these two symbols get a solid line. So we would draw a dotted line. And then we would need to determine where to shade. So I'm going to go over how to use a test point. We're going to test a point. Now I don't care if you you can test any point you want as long as it's not on the line. We're going to test this point here, 0, 0. The reason we're going to test 0, 0 is because the numbers are easy to deal with. If we test 0, 0 and it turns out to be true, then we're going to shade everything on this side. If we test 0, 0 and it turns out to be false, we're going to shade the other side. So here we go. 0, is it really less than 1/2 times 0 plus 3? So you do the math over here. Half of 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. Is 0 less than 3? Yes. So when I tested that, I got a yes or a true. So I'm going to shade that side. Okay? Now, next problem. Suppose we have y is greater than or equal to 1/4 x plus, let's make that -3. Let's make it -3. So we're going to start this one down here at -3. We're going to go up 1 over 4. So I've taken care of my y-intercept, I've taken care of my slope. Now this is going to be a solid line because of the underscore. I'm still going to test 0, 0. Okay? I'm going to see what happens when I put it in this equation. Is 0 greater than or equal to 1/4 of 0 minus 3? Is 0 greater than or equal to 0 minus 3? Now I'm testing it, so I need question marks. That's -3. Is 0 greater than or equal to -3? Yes, it is. It's greater than. So now I'm going to shade above that line where the yes was. Now the answer to the whole problem is the part in here that's double shaded. Okay? Now I don't think y'all are going to have trouble with that part. Where I think we might need to work is, what if we're given a problem that says 3x plus 2y is less than 12. What if we have that? Do you know what to do to get that ready to graph? That's so important, because if you can get it ready to graph, you can put it in the calculator. Step 1, get rid of x term. If it has an x term over there with the y, get rid of it. If it's positive, subtract it. If it's negative, add it. So we're going to subtract it from both sides. Now we really don't take it away from anything. That 12 can't subtract it because it doesn't have an x to go with it. So we bring that symbol down. We bring the 2y down. That canceled out. Now I could write 12 minus 3x, but I put it the other way around so that it looks like y equals mx plus b. Now we're not done. The next thing you need to do is probably divide by the coefficient. You might multiply if it's a fraction. Divide by the coefficient of y. Every single item gets divided. Okay, so 2 over 2 is 1, so I just write 1, y. Negative 3 over 2x plus 6. And then we're ready to graph. Okay? Now, I'm not going to graph that one. I'm going to go on and show you a different one. What if we had this example? What if I had negative 4x minus 5y is greater than or equal to, let's say 20. So first thing you need to do is get rid of your x term. But this x term is being subtracted, so to get rid of it, we're going to add. So this goes away, and this says negative 5y is greater than or equal to 4x plus 20. Then you've got to divide by the coefficient of y, and this time it's a negative. Remember, when you divide by a negative or multiply, flip the inequality symbol. So this is going to be y less than or equal to negative 4/5 x. That negative can be in the top, bottom, or out front. This is going to turn out to be negative 4. So now you're ready to graph that one. You could put these in your calculator. Let me go over that with you real quick. Go to y equals, and we're going to clear this out. We're going to sit on top of the equal sign, and I don't see anything different going on. So I'm going to hit apps, and I'm going to go down to Inequalites. It says press any key. Okay. Now I have options. If I want to change this one to less than, that's that button right there, you have to use the window button, and you use alpha window. Not the second button, but the alpha button. Then you type in negative 3/2 x plus 6. Or you could type it in this way. You could go get that fraction. Oh, it's not doing it for me in here. Okay, negative 3/2 x plus 6. Then you go down, and we're going to change y2. It needs to be this symbol. That's right there. It's above the zoom button. So it's alpha zoom, and it is negative 4/5 x minus 4. Now I'm going to graph it. There goes the first one. Starting at 6, negative slope, so it goes down. There comes the second one. So the part that's double shaded is way over here in the corner. Okay? So now you know how to graph by hand. You know how to rearrange inequalities in order to put them in the calculator. You know the steps on the calculator to use to get it to graph it for you. Now remember, if your calculator doesn't look right, you might want to hit zoom 6. That's the standard one. Mine was fine, but while you're working, it may have a glitch like that. Okay. Now, this video will accompany some type of classwork that you will get in just a minute.